And what I'd like to share with you today is a breathing technique I learned off one of my teachers, therapeutic yoga teachers, Doug Keller. He's based in the States. And the therapeutic breathing technique that we're going to be learning today is called undulating breath. Undulating breath. We're going to be doing that breathing technique. Okay, so find a comfortable seat, ensuring that your pelvis is higher than your knees, finding a comfortable cross-legged pose. And what I love doing is actually using a rolled blanket, or you can use a hand towel or a slightly bigger medium-sized towel, and you roll it like this. I'm just going to tilt my camera down so you can see a bit better. Sit in a cross-legged pose, raise the knees, and then take the blanket, and then just tuck the blanket around the ankles and tuck it under the legs, and that creates a beautiful support for the ankles, soft cushioning for the ankles, and also supports the knees, and it's actually amazingly comfortable. Something I learned in one of my advanced trainings, so sharing the knowledge. Okay. I'd like to start with a reading by another teacher of mine, meditation teacher Rolf Sovik. And he is he's one of the directors of the Himalayan Institutes. And I'd like to share with you this lovely quote. If it resonates, let it seep into your cells. It comes from a book called Yoga Gems, page 153, Relaxing with the Breath. The image of relaxing in a boat tethered in restless waters is an interesting metaphor for the process of breathing awareness, which is a kind of mental mooring. When you rest your attention on the breath, your awareness is anchored. Currents and cross-currents of thinking continue to create sensations of movement in the mind, but a steady focus on breathing prevents these mental provocations from disturbing your equilibrium. When the great hero Odysseus sailed past the island of the Sirens, the voices of sensual desires that called out to passing ships, he lashed himself to the mast of his vessel before he came within earshot. Like Odysseus, you must lash yourself to the mast of your breath. So just while you come into a seated pose and you settle your awareness, just imagine yourself relaxing on a boat. And you are moored to the pier, so you're not going to float away, but you are subject to the gentle vibrations and ebbs and flows of the ocean. So finding a comfortable seat, or lying down if you prefer, feeling the parts of you connect with either the furniture or the floor that supports you. Make any adjustments to your body so you find comfort and ease. So if you need to shrug out the shoulders, make a funny face, by all means, everything is welcome. Taking a big breath in and a long breath out. Taking another long breath in and sigh if you will, releasing tension, toxins, negativity. One more for good measure as you breathe in and out, allowing your breath to travel with the fading sound of the bell. Just allow all sounds, external and internal, just wash over you. Letting the skin around the forehead, the eyes, the nose and lips soften. Relax the jaw. Feel free to toggle your jaw side to side to release any tension. If you remember last week, we did the cow chewing grass pose and going the other way. Feel your spine grow tall with each in-breath you take. And as you exhale, imagine the shoulder blades dripping down your back. Finding that sweet spot where your head can float directly above the column of your spine. Now, if your mind is very busy, I recommend turning your gaze down and just resting at your sternum. Or if your mind is feeling a bit tired and you're finding it difficult to be alert, then turn your gaze up into your brains, up into under the canopy of your skull. And just as Rolf Sovik described. Just imagine yourself being subject to the ebbs and flows of your breath, rising and falling. And just be the silent witness as you watch the ebb and flow of breath. Begin to notice where in your body you feel the breath, whether it moves into the lower body, expanding the belly, widening into the ribs. And notice how everything softens and deflates on the breath out. And just like that, simply allow your mind to ebb and flow with the rise and fall of the breath. Scanning different parts of the body that may feel a little bit stiff or tight. Can you exhale into that space? Just giving it a little extra loving attention. Often that's what our body needs when it signals signs for us to pay attention. Maybe turn the corners of the lips up and send a little smile into your heart. Sending a little smile into your heart to massage it with your compassion. And let that smile transport to all your organs, into all your organs. Slowly bringing your awareness to your in-breath. So inhale a little, exhale a little. Inhale a bit more, exhale a little. Inhale to the top of your lungs, and very slowly exhale completely. Continue with that undulating breath. You're going to inhale to a third the capacity of your lungs, and exhale a little. Inhale to 2/3 capacity of your lungs or thereabouts, and exhale a little. And then inhaling fully, reaching the top of the collarbones, throat center, and very slowly let the breath glide out. Continue with that undulating breath. It's like rinsing and repeating, so taking the rhythm of the breath at your own pace. We're allowing a little dip in the exhale before we continue inhaling the next section. Just let your mind watch the undulating breath. Notice if your spine remains erect or did you become slouched, finding a straightness in your spine without feeling rigid. You may add a quality of ujjayi to the breathing by gently constricting the throat and filtering that undulating breath in and out through the back of your throat to help further detoxify the breathing. Complete the breath you're on and continue for 9 more rounds of undulating breath, taking your time to section the 3 parts of the breathing into equal amounts. And when you exhale between each section, just a tiny dip down. Worry not about the fluctuations of the mind, just bring your awareness back to the undulating breath. Just begin again if you have lost the rhythm. continuously breathing a soft, steady, slow breath in, but releasing gently a little bit, and continue with the in-breath. When you come to finish the last breath, or if you've already finished, or you're on your second last, worry not, just complete the 9 rounds of undulating breath. And then without any effort, just allow your body to do the breathing. Allowing your body to breathe you. So there's no mental effort or trying whatsoever, or pushing or pulling. Just notice the breath oscillating through your body. Begin to notice how you're feeling now compared to when you first sat down and prior to taking the undulating breath. Keeping the eyes closed, and just feel the breath move through your body. Feeling the breath move through your body. For every breath can be a practice. With the inhalation, imagine drawing in pure, cleansing, relaxing energies. And with each exhalation, imagine expelling all obstacles that include stress, negativity, and toxins. This is not something that requires a particular place in which to sit. It can be done when in the car or on the way to work, waiting for a stoplight, sitting in front of the computer, or preparing a meal, cleaning the home, or simply going for a walk. The breath is always something that you have in which you can practice mindfulness. And I'd like to share one more quote with you. There are those who inhale and exhale the breath, but do not take in the energy, and there are those who take in a lot of energy in just a few breaths. You must have training in the practice of unifying yourself with energy when you breathe in the air. This is the secret of yoga, the very essence. Inhalation and exhalation are only the mechanical parts of the practice, the outer form. So if you feel the need, change the cross of your legs, and we're going to just ponder on that last quote. And moving away from the physicality of the breathing, this time as you watch the breath move in and out through the body, become aware of the subtle energies as you breathe in. Notice how it feels a little more uplifting, more positive, and energizing. And when you breathe out, notice the emptying of your lungs, releasing tension, toxins, negativity, and whatever else doesn't serve you. And in its place, breathing renewed sense of vitality that cleanses and nourishes every cell in your body. So gently turning your attention away from the physical sensation, bring you aware to the energetic qualities of your breathing. And now can you invite the breath to move more fully into your body in all 6 directions, from all the way down to the sit bones, to the crown of your head, left side, right side, back body and front, allowing your breath to oscillate and expand in all directions. Maintaining that expansion, just exhale, let it all come back into your center. Inhaling, expanding your energy and your breath. And as you exhale, gently gathering it all back to the center of your being. Allowing your breath and your energy to oscillate, coming and going. From the tip of the tailbone to the crown of your head, left side, right side. It's easy to breathe into the front body because that's the direction of our eyes are facing forward, but also focus the attention to your back body. Imagine the back is stretching and expanding like a canvas that's being prepared for its art. Perhaps noticing how a little more energizing it is to breathe in, taking a little bit more energy and effort. And perhaps notice how relaxing it is when you breathe out and let go. I'm going to close with one more practice just to settle the mind. Resting the back of the hands on your thighs and just have all the fingers touching the thumb like you're making that Italian gesture for delicious food. So just let the hands rest. Relax the shoulders, let the elbows drop. And as you breathe in, imagine your breath can control the spreading of your fingers like petals of a flower. As you inhale, spreading your fingers, widening your hand, spreading into the palm. And when you breathe out, gently let your fingers contract like petals closing. And as you inhale, expanding, feeling growth, energy coming into the body. And as you exhale, gently closing the fingers, all fingers touching thumbs simultaneously as you end the breath out. Continue breathing in and out like that, allowing the movement of the fingers. Imagine your breath is controlling that flower that expands its petals as you breathe in and close as you breathe out. And as you begin to visualize that flower and the petals of your fingers, can you come to visualize the color of your flower? Its shape, its form, its texture. Is it tall or short? Is it a full-bodied plant or a thin one? And this flower you imagine, is it confined in a pot, perhaps on a windowsill in your home? Or is it wild and growing free in the wilderness? And if in the wilderness, what is the environment like? Can you picture more broadly its surrounding environment? Or if it's in the home, you can picture the home, its surrounding environment as well. Continue to allow the fingers to spread and contract with the inhale and exhale respectively. As if your breath is controlling the movement of your fingers. Bringing your awareness to your palms. When you're at the top of your in-breath, have you really stretched the palms? Just really spread those fingers. And as you exhale, gently contract. So everything is connected. So when you stretch your palm, you're actually stretching your diaphragm because it's linked. Yeah. So when you stretch your palm, it sends signals and everything is connected that also expands the diaphragm. So it's a lovely practice to do after we've done the undulating breath. The undulating breath has several keys to breathing in that undulating way. Very good for encouraging calm, especially if you have worry or anxiety. And the undulating breath is also really good for strengthening lung tissue and recovering the elasticity of lung tissue. It's proven to be the best breathing technique for improving lung tissue elasticity and recovery. So this is particularly useful if you've suffered from colds and flus or had any lung conditions like pneumonia. And then slowly, as your fingers touch with the end of the exhale, let your palms gently rest on your thighs or knees. Make any final adjustments to your seat before we close the practice for a moment's silence in meditation. Slowly drawing chin to throat, keeping the back nice and straight so you're only bending at the neck. Turn the corners of your lips up as you smile into your heart. Smiling into your heart to massage it with your compassion. Beautiful words by Thich Nhat Hanh, a Vietnamese Zen monk. And I'd like to add to that the circle of compassion is not complete if it doesn't include kindness for yourself. Allowing the sound of the wind chimes just to gently wake up your senses. Swallowing to release any tension in your throat and jaw. Maybe picking up any lingering sensations of taste inside your mouth. And if you can't taste anything, maybe rub your tongue inside your cheeks to feel the contours inside your mouth, if it's coarse or smooth. Maybe even go as far as rubbing your tongue around the surfaces of your teeth and gums, very slowly, so you can feel the connection of each tooth next to each other. Slowly inhaling a deep breath. And notice if you can detect two scents in the air. Maybe the quality of the air, if it feels warm or cool, if it's dry or moist. And then bringing your attention to the delicate architecture of your ears. Can you detect three sounds? The sounds streaming through this platform. The sounds in your own personal space. And perhaps any sounds created by your bodily functions, like the beating of your heart, the beating of your heart or your own breathing. Now bring your awareness to four things touching you, four things that may be touching you. It could be as obvious as the thing you're sitting on or lying down on, maybe the garments that drape your body, or something as beautiful as the subtle air that touches your skin. And now bring your awareness to five things in your space, Just helping you to reorientate to the space around you. Can you list five things in your space and how you are and where you are in relation to that space? That's known as the five senses meditation. Just to help you to drop in and to come out of meditation. The five sense meditation is taste, smell is for two, hearing three things, four touching, sensing through touch, and five is with your inner gaze, sense seeing 5 things. You can also, with a soft gaze, eyes open, you can do that practice. So that is the 5 senses meditation. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for tuning in.